Welcome to this week's episode of Courageous Leaders Changing the World. Super excited for this week's guest.
Thank you.
Natalie fucking Paterson.
Hey! The crowd goes wild. Hello.
So, the name of the podcast is Courageous Leaders Changing the World. What's the time in your life you have had to summon more courage than any other time?
I actually feel like I want to talk about what's currently in my field. Now, right now, my partner and I are going through a big transition of what do we want to do in the world? What do we want to create? We've just had our beautiful baby 7 weeks ago, and parenthood looks a lot different than what I thought it was going to look at originally. I was like, we're going to get right back into working. We're going to hustle. We're going to create this retreat space. We're going to create a marketing business. I have all these businesses lined up. We're going to fucking change the world. Then I have this beautiful baby and I look into his eyes and I'm like, nothing fucking matters. Like, impact is cool. I've done a lot of that. I've made a lot of fucking money. I've served my mission. And then I'm also like, hold on a second. The mission, the impact, the money is now for this beautiful baby that is literally out in front of me. And I'm like, fuck. So recently, the courage pieces that I'm taking is actually stop chasing my ego. I feel like I've made every decision on ego and what will look cool for my audience and what will grow my community and how it will look for other women versus actually what's fully truest to myself. When I thought I was making decisions that was truest to myself, and then becoming a mother, realizing there was still a 2%, a 5%, a 10% of people pleaser. And it's like this current transition that we're in is taking the courageous action of sitting in void, which I feel like so many people don't talk about. And I know it's something that I've journeyed so deeply over the last couple of years is every time I go into void, I go into this thing called I need certainty. And I paid this guy a lot of money for those of you who don't know. I paid him probably 160 grand, I reckon, at this point. And it has been amazing. So just a little plug, you knew I'd do this. I love selling him everywhere I go. He's the most amazing mentor, genuinely will hold you in all of it. He showed me a text message yesterday that was, holy fuck, you've sent me 2,700 and something voice notes. And I was like, you know what, Cody? Yeah, fucking welcome. Anywho, looping back, closing this loop on your question. The courageousness that we're going through at the moment is actually sitting in the void and trusting that the silence is what's actually going to create the next legacy for us.
Love it.
Thank you.
What would you say to someone who's in that experience of uncertainty, in that void?
I would say pay Cody. No. Pay me, actually. What I would truly say is the uncomfortability is what is going to allow all parts of you to die. And in that death, the woman that you mourn or the man that you mourn, or it might even be the girl or the boy version of who you mourn in that moment, that's the piece that will then create the new codes that will unlock to help your next level of clients, whether that be any industry, And I think when you are in the void and you are in the uncertainty, so many people grasp onto something so that they feel normal, or they feel like they can grab a hold of something. However, in letting everything go actually allows you to step into the unknown, which looks scary because you don't know what's going to be there. And then all of a sudden, boom, you have a download or intuitive nudge, and then you're like, oh, I get it. And you get it in your body. Hey, Cody.
Love it. Good student.
Oh, yay. I'm a good girl. I've been journeying this good girl, good boy complex situation, guys. It's the whole thing.
Tell me more about that then.
Okay, here we go. Let's just unpack everything for you. So the program in society that I have seen in raising children has been, oh, well done, you're a good boy, giving them praise over the simplest things like, I bring you a marble. Oh, well done, good boy. Like, what the fuck? We're programming these kids literally to validate every single fucking thing that they do so that they're not being. And I've gone through this whole conversation with my brother of like, my beautiful mum, if you ever listen to this, I fucking love the shit out of you. And I know you were doing it because you absolutely love me. So mum would always be like, good girl, you're so amazing. And she would tell me I'm amazing, which is also why I'm probably so fucking elite at everything that I do. And then it's given me this complex that I always have to look externally for every single piece of validation. And one of the biggest pieces that I've journeyed is I've felt so ugly not to wear makeup or not to wear like fake nails. When I took my fake nails off and I took my fake eyelashes off, I was like, oh my God, I felt so ugly not having these things. And it's also like the validation of having to look a certain way because then I'll get praise and I'll be a good girl. And even when I was driving my car the other day, and I drive a beautiful fucking car and really nice fucking new Jag. It's sexy, it's fucking fast, all the things. My husband fucking loves it. And I remember 3 years ago when I was driving my $500 car, I felt so ashamed to go in and out of, I was doing Uber Eats at this time, so I was going in and out of, like restaurants and going in and out of the people's houses, and I felt so ashamed, and it's because of the external validation. Yet, when I was driving in my nice fucking car the other day, I looked through all these shit boxes, and I'm also calling them shit boxes, right? Which is it's just a perceived value, yet it's a car. So I was looking at these shit boxes the other day when I was driving, and I was thinking, fuck, I had so much fun in my $500 car. Like so much fun. I learned so much. I listened to so many podcasts and I literally created a whole entire business. And then I was thinking to myself, oh my God, this car validated who I am and how I felt. And then I'm like, I should just sell the car, sell the Jag. And then I was like, Warren's not going to be happy with me being like, let's throw away the cars. Oh, let's get away from our house. But like it's this consciousness of like me grabbing a hold of an identity for someone else to tell me I'm a good girl, which is how I built my 7-figure business. I literally wanted my dad to tell me he loved me. And I knew he did, but I literally have done all of these things for like someone else to validate me. And it all comes back to this good girl, good boy paradigm. And so I notice myself when I'm breastfeeding my child, or I notice when he's just started smiling and laughing at us, and I'm just like, oh my God, my heart just like melts in my fucking, I can't even put it into words. And when he's doing that, I want to praise him, but he's just doing something that's so natural. But my program is so deep to want to validate him. And then I'm like, I've got to clean this the fuck up in myself because I cannot raise my child in a space where he feels validated for everything. Otherwise, he is going to grow up to be such a, don't even know the word here. What do you call little rich kids? Like
Entitled
motherfuckers. He's going to be an entitled motherfucker. And I do not want that. I want him to be a humble, beautiful man that, lives his best life. So it's just very interesting watching these paradigms come up, or these programs come up that I have to change paradigms to.
Yeah, it's interesting how it plays out. It either goes one way or the other. You either get the entitlement or you get the overachiever.
Oh!
And, the piece is most overachievers associate, achievement with love.
Yes.
So,
I've been there. I know. I
come on,
feel
let's trauma bond together.
Yeah, let's trauma bond. And every other coach in the industry, right?
Yeah, any successful coach.
Yes, any successful coach. Oh, we like that.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic that plays out. What we associate with, love in our childhood is what we start to seek unendingly. If we're validated from achievement, then we unendingly look for achievement, and we're only lovable when we achieve.
Yeah,
so it becomes this unending, perpetuating piece that regardless of whether our parents actually do love us or not, because they do love us unconditionally, it's just that we don't receive that. It's based on the level of charge that we have around, how we're relating to our parents in that instance. What it comes back to is, what is our ability to be able to actually get present to ourselves and actually, serve up that thing that we're looking at externally to ourselves? How do we create that deeper sense of love in ourselves regardless of that, regardless of whether we're parenting our child in a perceivably suboptimal way? Like at the moment, my son is pretty wild, our 3-year-old. And, one of the common things that, thoughts that plays out for me is just like, fuck, man, I'm not cut out for parenting.
Do you really? Oh,
I'm like, just put me
interesting.
back in front of a room of, all the entrepreneurs. That's fucking
I'll
easy.
just talk to you guys.
Yep. And then I'm there with my son and he's just going absolutely wild. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And this is bullshit.
Good one. It's just catching yourself on those threads.
Yeah. So it's interesting to be able to, see it play out, because it's like, I was talking about this with one of the other guests as well. It's like, your everything that you get validated for, valued for, and paid for as a coach doesn't work in your relationship. It's like you start coaching your partner, what happens? It's like, fuck you, stop coaching me. It's like, I get paid for that over here. The world fucking throws money at me over here for that. But over here, it's like, Same with like parenting. It's like, you just start coaching your child, and he's just like, gets even wilder, starts kicking you in the face, kicking you in the balls and stuff, and just swinging around and just going, Jesus.
Things to look forward to in little boys.
Yeah. So it's interesting to be able to kind of, journey that. And that piece of, saying good boy, good girl, that's one of the primary moral associations. If you're moral, you're good. If you're immoral, you're bad. And, we're conditioned into this behavior, and part of it is like recognizing that, our morals are something that we develop. Most people don't recognize that, as we start to develop our morals, they start to shift. It's like Kohlberg's levels of moral development, which is like, okay, cool. I'm giving all my power away to the people who have the power, like my parents or the government or all of those things. And then eventually it's like, oh, well, I'll do it because if I don't do it, then I'll get in trouble. And then one of the high levels is like, I don't give a fuck what the powers say. I'll do what is going to be of the highest good.
Yeah.
And they talk about this. They did this entire massive long study around people who were, they're like, they put them in this test. It's like, okay, cool. So this person needs medicine. You can go and steal the medicine for them. What do you do? And they determined that the lower level of development would go and steal it because, fuck all the things. The other people wouldn't do it because then they get in trouble. And then the higher people would do it, but for an entirely different reason. It's like, well, if this is a life and death situation, then that trumps my getting in trouble. So what's been your journey with, developing morals?
It's a great question.
Because it's also one of those beautiful projections that you get the more successful you become. Oh, you're just shit. You're unethical. You're a scam. You're all the fucking things. It's
every day of my life. For me, I see morals almost like identities, and like the masks that we wear to play safe, or the masks that we wear to fit in. And it comes down to your integrity of where do you sit in a spectrum with 100 different masks on. And I see this a lot with my clients. Is like they come to me wearing this one mask and they think that they're doing the right thing, and they think it feels good because they've heard it from someone else. And again, it's like what you were saying. They've created high achievement with love, and so therefore they're like, oh, this is the thing that I need to do because someone else has told me. So then it comes down to like, come back to own self. What does your self actually really truly believe in that moment? Where is your integrity sitting with that? And so for me, can you please repeat the question? Morally, I know. It was
Something about morals.
when
So-
was it when I have morals, or
No,
is
it's
it
what's
like
been your development with that? So,
okay, yes, sorry, this is where my thread was, guys. So it's like the more, of course, personal development I do, the more I realize I just keep coming back home to myself, right? And this is what holographics does, guys. I've done fucking probably 50 holographics by now. And every layer is a new piece of coming home to self. And so it's funny. Last night I was judging myself on all of the decisions I've ever made in my business because I'm like, fuck, was I totally in integrity with every single thing that I'm doing now that I've become this new version of me? So I'm almost like judging all past versions of me. However, in the exact moment that I was living in my life, all those moments felt true in that moment. Versus now there's like a deeper truth that I've been able to unmask because I'm choosing not to wear any other identity other than myself. However, I'm still sure there's still layers of me that's still masked.
Yeah, I love that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the true test of actually doing the personal development work is if your 6 month ago self doesn't give you the icks, you haven't actually done the work.
Yes, good one. Because that's what it is. It's like, fuck, all these decisions I've made, was it really truly what I wanted? But then I'm like, I know because of how sure I am, I know that back then it was so I was so certain about things. And it's like, funnily enough, we were speaking about this not long ago, but I've written a whole entire book and it's sitting there. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking post it.
Just one?
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
You got a couple? Do ya? I'm like, spend so much time and investment writing a book for it just to sit there. And then, my team and my partner are like, you should get it published. And I'm like, I can't be fucked. It's not me anymore. So then I've tried recently whilst being in Babyland to rewrite the book. And I'm like, I can't be fucked because it doesn't light me up. And then I'm like, is this morally correct for me to push the needle right now to try and create something that doesn't actually feel fully authentic? The answer is fucking no. So I think morally also comes down to like what will stretch you and also what is fully truest to your authenticity in the moment.
Yeah. It's an interesting journey. And a lot of often what makes you the most money in business goes away from your aliveness and what feels the best. And it's how do we integrate that paradox? How do we integrate what feels good, what looks good, and the success that we actually want to create? And part of the limitation with most people in business is they swing that pendulum from one end right to the other.
Mm-hmm. Been there a couple of times. How about you?
Done that. Bought the t-shirt.
Fuck. So good, isn't it?
And it's hilarious, our journey together as well, because we like, when you work with someone on an even deeper level one-on-one, you have all the same things come up. And that's been a journey for us. And it's like we have our kids at the same time. So we go into like winter at the exact same time.
Yep.
It's like, child comes, you're straight into winter, you're not working, all of these things. For us, we had an event booked in, we cancel the event, got to issue refunds, all of these things because Jackie's water's broken, all these things. It's just like, what it kind of comes back to is, how can you be with what is most alive for you in whatever season you're in? Because sometimes that's beautiful and all the accolades and all of the things all over social media, and other times it's just like, shit's fucked.
Yeah, shit's fucked.
Shit's fucked. Let's burn it all down.
Yeah. And that's really the energy I'm in. And so are you in that energy as well then?
I was doing a holographics process the other week and I'm like, fuck holographics. This is shit. It's like that thing that's impacted so many people's lives. Like, oh, fuck that shit. This is fucking shit. Mainly because I'm doing it on myself in that moment. And I'm just like, oh, fuck it. You know what? I'll just be a business coach. I'm just going to work with all these business clients. Fuck holographics off. And then I'm just like,
yeah.
Yeah, just run your next event. See how it feels.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's the paradox that I'm in at the moment too. It's like I got off the call with my mastermind girls this morning and they were like tears in their eyes, like, you're amazing. I love you. I'm so glad you're back. And I was like, I fucking love you guys. And then I'm like, fuck, I love this shit so much. And then I went inside to Warren and I was like, fuck, I love my business. And he's like, then how did you want to burn it down last night? I was like, oh, man. Oh, man. It's like the paradox of like, you know what you can create. And then you also are like, but what's bigger? You know, like what, like, Cody.
And I think it's really, you know, the ability to be able to journey that winter. It's like if you don't journey winter, then you don't actually set yourself up for the next climb.
Yep.
And, you know, most people don't like, they want to end winter as fast as possible rather than actually journey it. I know that's true for me. I'm like, fucking winter, this is bullshit. Like literally, even like the season of winter, I'm like saying to my son, because he's like, is the sun going down? He's like crying to me and I'm like, I know, buddy, I hate winter too. And then I said to him the other day, I'm like, don't worry, mate, solstice. The days start to get longer.
Woo!
And in that, I'm just like, oh, fuck, I'm not actually being that level of present to the season that I'm in. It's like, how can I create a deep sense of presence to the season that I'm in? How can I honor that? How can I actually, you know, go back to it or reflect on the seasons that have been, get all of the learnings, get all of the lessons, get all of the gains from all of those things so that I can actually then have fuel for when I'm on fire again, going up towards the next thing.
I totally agree. And I also think winter is a time to look at like what codes are going to be unlocked that you get to then, you know, put forward to your clients or whatever it may be. And it's like, in the void, in the winter, in the void, it's like we get to become new humans, which is exciting. So there's also like that little bit of excitement. It's like, oh, we get to create something new. If I burn everything down, what do I create? So I was very excited as well this morning. It's like, the paradox of like, oh, it's sticky, it feels shit. And then it's also like, something really cool can come from here.
Yep.
And then I also know that, you know, to get to 8 figures, which is what I really desire next year, it has to look completely different. And my level of values or like my level of discernment of who I bring into my coaching containers or even the level of service that I provide, I feel like that also gets to shift. Like all these like little pieces, I feel like this year in our business, we've just created so much foundation, system. We've been so worried about that versus literally like creating a bigger audience so that then next year we can run up. We're like, I remember last year it was like I just kept pushing the needle. And there was a great season. We did summer all last year, where this year we've been in winter for such a long time. However, we've now created such amazing foundations that when we scale next year, fuck, it'll look so different. And then, of course, coming to this piece, it's almost like there's a timeline here. All the offers and everything that I've ever known has been one way. And then having a baby kind of shifts the timelines and you're like, that doesn't serve me anymore. But I almost can't see that next timeline, but I'm still in winter. Okay, so I just have to surrender to this, the fuckery of like, what is this? So it's very interesting, the winter, isn't it?
It certainly is.
And it's actually nice sometimes to be a little bit cold too. I was like, we could put the fire on here, couldn't we?
What would you say to someone who's in that winter in terms of deepening their level of trust in themselves?
There's this really cool metaphor that is when you're climbing a mountain, there's 2 types of people. One person is that they're climbing the mountain and they're so grateful and they can see how far they've come. And then there's another person that's like, oh, fuck. There is so much mountain I have to climb. Cody dropped this into my DMs last night. I was like, that's a really great metaphor, Cody. I love it. Thank you. So the piece here is like there's 2 types of people. So you get to look at where you are in your winter. Are you the person that is looking at how far you've got to go? and you're doubting yourself and you're worried and you're overthinking and you're stressed and you're all the fuckery of the things? Or are you like, fuck, I'm so proud of the level of achievement that I've already created. I know who I've become. I trust that my evolution has brought me here. I trust that spirit, whatever you choose to believe in, has gotten me to this point of knowing what I've done, and so I can let go of what's then in the future. And so, yeah, I think that is what I would say to anyone that is in that position. You choose what player you are. You're player one that actually is so proud of yourself and your achievements, or you're player two that is so in the fuckery of you've got so much more to climb.
Love it.
Go on.
Go on.
Go on.
It's from Dan Sullivan and what's his name? Something Hardy. It's an entire book on it. The Gap and the Gain.
The Gap and the Gain. Yep, go on.
So even if you just like look at it as simply as possible, when you're looking up and you're going, holy fuck, it's almost demotivating. But when you're looking down going, holy fuck, how far have we come? It's like, how much fuel do you get?
Yeah.
Looking down at where you've come from, you're just like, holy fuck, I did it. I did it. I did it. I fucking made it to 7 figures. I did it. I ran all these national tours. I did it. Holy fuck, I did it. And then when you look at the thing up there, you're like, fuck, if I can do all of this fucking random shit, this is going to be a piece of piss. I have no idea how the fuck to get up there, but it's still going to be a piece of piss.
Yeah. Nice.
And it's very, very, very hard to be able to recognize in ourselves that we're focused on how far we have to go. It's very difficult. We just get in our shit. We get in our stories. We start, trying to enroll everyone else in how shit our situation is. Hilarious.
I'm really good at that, guys.
Yeah.
I love enrolling Cody into my shit.
She tries. She's good at trying anyway.
I'm good at sales.
I was having a call with someone recently and I was just like, look, we can continue in this game if you enrolling me in your circumstances, or we can make changes. What do you want to do? It's like, I'm not going to carry you. And I'm going to say, that's fucking possible.
Yeah.
Look at how far you've already come. It's an entirely different energetic frequency to be able to come from that place, to be able to remember who the fuck you are, to remember how powerful you fucking are, to remember everything that you've already done has come from things that have already been always inside of you. It comes back to just remembering that the gifts that you are, right?
Unendingly.
In
every single way.
Yeah. So what's been your journey with holographics?
Wow. The first time I did holographics, I was sitting in Bali and I was about to run a retreat there with a friend of mine, and I remember you said you'll need a whole day to integrate, and I was like, fuck this guy. I don't have a fucking whole day. I'm running a fucking empire over here. And I remember the feeling of getting so frustrated with you. I was like, this cunt doesn't fucking get it. And I couldn't get it. So it took me, in part of the process in holographics, step 2 and step 3, there's 7 steps. Step 2 and step 3, you have to write down a whole lot of words. And I've always felt like I have not always been the most intelligent human of having hundreds of words in my vocabulary. However, I think I've actually grown in my vocabulary thanks to holographics, which is great. So I remember getting so frustrated that I couldn't find the words that I wanted to. And so then I was like, oh, there's another program coming up. This I'm dumb or I'm not smart, then also keep coming up. So it was kind of like the first time I did holographics with you, I can't even remember. Oh, we did it with my dad actually. And I had such a big shift and transformation, but then I also realized that there was this other layer that I can go to as well. So we then started working together, and through me continually doing holographics, like I was mentioning earlier about the identity and the masks, it's like every layer of mask has got to come off and got to fallen through. And over the last 2 years, like I mentioned, I've done holographics probably 50 times. I feel like I'm probably one of the most seasoned holographicas of your crew. And I've sat in many of your trainings and I've loved all of them, hated you some of them.
Some of them only where, things get thrown around the room.
I threw a chair at him once. It's very true.
Not the only person that's thrown a chair at me. So.
Yeah. And I say that with full love as well. Like, I'm like, I fucking threw a chair at you with like all my heart and soul. I was like, fuck this guy, but also thank you. Right. So the pieces that I've loved is who I've become. I look back on who I was 2 years ago, running out of fear, so in her shit still. And even, like just the whole journey, Cody, has been so phenomenal watching us go for the last 2 years together. The journey with holographics, like I mentioned, that I love the most is who I've become. But then when I did facilitation training and when I brought that into my business, seeing my clients, now that's been phenomenal. So at my higher level mastermind clients, the women that are scaling to 7 figures, I've done holographics on them, and I've also been doing it with my high level clients. Now, one of my beautiful clients, she's currently running her Australian tours, and I'm just so proud of her. And I did a one-on-one session with her last week, and we did holographics. We were doing it till 12 a.m. It was amazing. And then I breastfed at 3 a.m. I had 3 hours sleep that night, and I'm fucking normal champion. And one of the things I noticed in her was like just how quickly she got it in her body and the timeline shift that she has had this last week. She's done her biggest Australian tour ever. And I said to her, my biggest secret weapon when I do Australian tours or when I'm about to do a big event is I do a holographic session beforehand. So one of the pieces that she gets with my offer of one-on-one is that before every tour or before every big event, we'll do a holographic session together. And then afterwards she said to me, fuck, this is good. She's like, God, I wish all my clients would do it. And I was like, good, go and train with Cody. Like, it's so fucking good. So I've loved it. It has been by far the most transformational process I've ever done. I even did it again on myself last week. I'm going to do one actually this afternoon, just with the current 24-hour vortex that I'm in. It's very necessary. And yeah, this modality has well and truly changed my life and my family. So now Warren, my beautiful partner, has done it. My brother is a very, very, very keen Cody fan. Corey, I know you're listening. Shout out to you. Love you. I've paid for my team members to come and do it. I know that this weekend my sister-in-law is coming. A couple of my clients are coming. Like some of my team members are coming. So it's, it's such a fucking incredible modality. And B, it is so beautiful to see you in your life work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, life's work. The light language queen. Tell me more.
So I have also created my own modality. We've now put 700 students through this modality, which is so cool. We have practitioners all over the world. We are in the process of creating a documentary. I actually spoke to our videographer this morning, and I'm so excited to see where that goes and what we create with that. We are currently in the process of, creating a new brand of being the go-to person in the industry for light language. You know, as many of you know, that whoever knows me on this podcast knows that I'm very well and truly hated and very well and truly loved. I'm hated by so many people because they truly don't understand what light language is, and they just think I'm this big scammer, fake woo-woo bitch. And although I love the hate, and I also hate the hate, fuck some of the haters, but also love some of the haters, what I really get to do moving forward is educate my audience on what it really truly means. And really, I think really changing my messaging is what I'm really excited for. So this is the new shifts and the new branding. By the time this podcast's out, who knows if my new branding will come out or not. We're not sure of timelines right now. We're in the void, guys. We're in the winter void right now. And so, yeah, the light language modality is so transformational. It works definitely on the spiritual body. We also do go into the mental body, and then we also go into the physical body. So this healing modality has done lots of different things for different people. We're obviously not allowed to say that we cure cancer because there's government policies and procedures and fuck those cunts as well. So anyway, we've done some amazing things and healed some amazing humans. We have, helped people that have had addiction for 14 years. We've healed dogs that were about to die. Like, the modality's done some fucking cool things. And not only that, the thing that I love the most about my modality is there's this huge soul remembrance of who you are. And I remember witnessing, actually, my client that I was just talking about who's doing her Australian tours. I remember when I first activated her own light language, her whole entire body like started shaking and she started crying, and there was just this whole coming online of who she's truly here to be. And even too, like Jackie, your beautiful partner, shout out to you, Jackie. When she came into my modality, she'd already done light language. So she'd already been doing this for such a long time, but coming in, having that higher level of knowledge then allowed her to then be more expressed and be more seen. And so, yeah, what I love about light language is that it's so expressive and anyone in the world can do it. It's just a belief if they choose to. And I get to now really educate my audience on what that looks like.
Powerful.
Thank you.
What's it look like stepping into the new level of being a frequency mentor for people who are on the journey to 7 figures or 8 figures, 9 figures, already have those kind of businesses?
Can you please ask me the question again?
What's your current journey with stepping into a deeper sense of being the frequency mentor and shifting all of those timelines for those beautiful humans that are already kicking massive goals?
Thank you. So for me, I've been a 5D business energetics coach for such a long time, and that identity, Natalie Paterson, was that piece of realizing business. I'm not just a business coach. And in that identity, I felt like a business coach, where the frequency mentor, what I truly feel is that I get to teach energetics to another level than I've ever taught before. Coming into motherhood, I feel so much more embodied in everything that I've ever taught or ever learnt. And the frequency mentor to me, when it started channeling through, is I always hold people to their highest timeline before they can see it, before they believe it. And so me holding such a high potent frequency allows them to step up. But not only that, the frequency mentor me. What I see in people is their shadows. And what I see is their shit that's keeping them stuck. And so, the 7-figure business owner, what they're actually truly desiring versus what they're telling me that they're desiring could be two different things based on the shadows that are playing out. And so the thing that channels through me is like this knowing of what I can call them forward on, so that I can keep holding their vision, so that they can keep trusting themselves. And so I'm really excited. I've got another 9-figure business owner actually that I'm just about to start working with. And at this level, it's not giving them the strategy. They don't need the fucking strategy. What they get to receive is the innate knowing of what their soul is really here for. And that is a frequency versus it being a business transaction, a business coaching. And I always find as well, in my mastermind specifically, everyone comes in for business coaching. And I'm fucking there talking to them about their relationship.
Sounds familiar.
Ah, yes. Completely. And then and everything stems back to self. Like, everything is your frequency. Everything comes back to how you position yourself as a human being in your timeline. Like, where are you sitting in your timeline? So, yeah, it's a whole new identity. And it's a whole new clientele, which is awesome too.
Yeah, love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anything over kind of 70K months, strategy becomes important for profitability, but it's all energetic.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we create the energetic frequency for them to be in such alignment with that thing? Because before 70K months, there's some level of underlying neediness.
Totally.
And the more that you work through that neediness, like once you get above 70K months, you don't fucking need anything. You've got money coming in. You can make choices. You can run a quite profitable lifestyle business where you have many choices. Then, once we start to get beyond that, it's like, well, you don't need any more money.
Yeah. And also too, at this level, they've got some team, so they're not doing everything themselves.
Yep.
And it allows them to then be like, okay, what do I want to create? How do I want to do business? Versus the leading up to 70K is like, I'll just do everything myself and I'll just run around and I'll just be a crazy headless chicken. It's like, okay. And what does the version of you that actually gets to have things in place and have systems in place and people in place to then help you align to your vision?
Love it. I think the final question that I want to ask you is, if you were to support someone to be able to activate a deeper sense of wealth frequency in them, how would you do that?
Light language. I would say if you could channel your higher self and allow frequency to flow through you, and you know that money is just a frequency, then why would you not channel light language? Light language is quite literally the frequency of the universe. And when you can attune yourself to that frequency, anything is possible.
Epic. Thank you. Perfect thing to wrap it up on.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.